Hi, party people. It's me, Javon here, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time tuning in, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into today's video. I know what you're thinking. Are you confused? Are you supposed to be at Let's Talk About It? No, baby, no. You are right where you're supposed to be, right here at the Jabron channel. You want to know why? Today, I'm finally finna give y'all the long-awaited story time about how Dishin got dished all that time ago. And I had to bring Bryson with me because Bryson has literally been with me every step of the way. We're going to go into detail about every single thing, even go behind the scenes about the editing of the episode. All right. All right, Bryson. Welcome to my channel.
Hi.
He's made plenty of cameos, but he's never made an actual facial appearance.
I be here in the background and I be adding my little comments, but y'all can see my face today.
Bryson pretty much runs this page. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So, do you want to explain like how we even got the show?
Okay, so do we want to get a teacher code name? We just gonna call him by the letter of the W.
We love Big W.
We love Big W. So, Big W, he did something new after we came from Christmas break. I think that's what it was.
It's
No,
before that. It
it was before that. So
was way before that.
yeah, cause yeah,
That
um,
show was out.
Yeah, it's been since it was before then. So I don't know whether it was a break that we came from or we just came back to school one week and he decided to do something different. He was calling everybody back to the table. I think this was after 9 weeks. He was calling everybody back to the little table
Mhm.
he had in his room and was discussing like what they wanted to do, what type of stuff they wanted to put on the channel and just kind of getting their creative input.
Because we
So
had a school YouTube channel and it was basically student ran. Like every video that was produced on that, granted it got approved, but all of it was our ideas, our creative intellect, which is why I brought all the videos from said school to our pages.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look, we was editing, filming. He would help with input, help us try and figure out stuff if we needed help. But other than that, everything else was
Clean it
us.
up pretty much, but
Mm-hmm. So yeah, he was calling us back to the tables, and he called Jabron back to the table first, of course, because alphabetical order. And
Dwayne Boone.
mm-hmm, he went and Jabron when he told him whatever it was that he wanted to do,
I
and
wanted to do basically what Dishin it is, minus the celebrity gossip because obviously who's that? Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I got on my glasses, but anyway. So basically, I wanted to do what Dishin it is now, but I had to do the school appropriate version. So basically, what I was gonna do was give like the kids an outlet at our school, so I could sit around and discuss things that they wanted me to discuss. Whether they wanted me to discuss how I felt about homecoming, prom, or whatnot. Like the first video was about the Shreve versus Bird game. I can say that, well, was about the Gator versus the Bird game. Well, I said I'm Shreve alumni in my other video, so y'all already know that. But it was about that game, and I basically wanted to give an outlet for our students to like basically voice their opinions and voice different things. And the goal was to have different guests each and every week.
so yeah, that was his. And what I went to tell him whenever he called me back and asked what I wanted to do, I kind of just wanted to do something that included my personality. I wanted to have like cause I'm kind of into like I guess you could say the Stan Twitter, that kind of discourse and stuff. So I kind of wanted to include some of that humor with like the little reaction memes and gifs and videos and stuff like that. I don't think he got that because when I said reaction videos, I figured he probably meant like clips of people with their reactions and stuff. But that was something totally different. Either way, I use that type of humor and whatever on my channel, so it's not being missed. But yeah, I told him that. And he suggested that I work with Jabron because we were kind of on the same page with stuff that we wanted to do. And
And
he's
Bryson and I had been working in that class anyway. Like the first two videos that we did were together, so it was pretty much a no-brainer.
he was like he figured we would work well together. So I mean, why not? And it's already me and Jabron already go back. So I mean, it ain't nothing new. It ain't no meeting new
Seventh,
people.
my seventh grade, his sixth grade. Okay, 2017, baby.
Don't play with us. So yeah, that's how that happened.
And so then Bryson came over and I had pretty much I'm one of those people, even when it came, y'all see soon. Let's talk about it. We're gonna post the old episode, like from the actual school. I'm the type of person to where I have to explain people to myself to drive down everything I want. So I pretty much Wendy Williams had hot talk, and I remember in his classroom he had a round table, and I knew because he was asking me, he was like, "Do you want to do something like red table talk?" And I was like, "Yeah." So he ended up having like this round table, and I remember I wanted his table, and I wanted Bryson and I to sit basically at like the head and have like our guests at like the sides of us. And I wanted like us to get like cue cards, and I wanted us because at the school we actually had a legit nice setup. We actually had studio. If you look at Dishin it, that's what I pretty much wanted. I was missing a couple of things, but that's what I wanted for the most part. And so Bryson and I was like going back and forth. You got
But
anything more here?
uh, we was going back and forth for a few days, bouncing off ideas just to make sure we knew what we wanted and what we had cups and stuff that we wanted. We had logo
Mhm.
ideas. What else?
We really branded it up to be something extra special and extra unique, something that, most people probably wouldn't have done at a school. Like we were trying to think. Problem is, me and Bryce think very on a professional level because, I mean, before I started doing YouTube, I had done it years ago. So he and I always think on a higher wave of thinking, more professional than probably our counterparts would. Our counterparts probably would have just been happy to just get the show. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, if we're gonna do this, we're going to do it right.
I
So if
mean,
you see like the first episode, the watermark and stuff, Bryson helped me make that.
mm-hmm. I wanted to do was it like a you remember I wanted to try and put together that whole big old intro with like different clips from outtakes of our past videos. Granted, we didn't have a lot of other stuff together except for
At
us
that point, we only
speaking.
had two.
Mm-hmm. So we wanted a whole big old production. So it was more than just a school series to us. It was almost like a big old
The
production.
the start of my potential career.
Not even potential. We gonna speak that into existence. You gonna have that career?
And so I remember him explaining to us, and he talked to us. He was like, W pretty much was like, okay, you guys have these great ideas. You can't make it basic. He was like, okay, so what you're going to need to do is you're going to have three cameras. I'll never forget when he told us we were going to have three cameras. My face was like, three cameras.
We don't even have the cameras like you have. You have one. We have phones.
And it's like you want multi because it's like you guys doing one angle, it's gonna get kind of he would talk like this, like you guys doing one angle, it's gonna get kind of boring. So,
That's exactly how he
but
would talk to us.
he,
It was just like he was our friend. He wanted to be real with us.
he was like, nobody's really gonna like want to see that. So he's like, you're gonna need multiple angles, and
I'm gonna
so
miss
you're
the.
just
I'm gonna
gonna.
miss Big W next year. I am. I hope he's
He
doing
was,
well.
I hope you're doing well out there, Big W. You know who you are. You are probably one of my biggest. I had him as my freshman English teacher. He is by hands down. Big W was always here for my antics. Always have, always will be, and I'm always here for him.
When I
I
came in
remember
his,
having his,
go
uh-huh.
ahead.
I remember having his class, and I'll never forget. I told somebody you mad because I'm high, you not, you press. It was like, how does that go? I like that. I was like, thank you.
I think he knew whenever I came in his class my 10th grade year that I was always on the. I was gonna always be on the uppity end and on the BS. And he look. He was rocking with me. So I'm not mad. That was my favorite teacher. One of them.
Mine too. So basically, oh, why I do that? You didn't see that. Anyway, so basically we had started like bouncing ideas. Okay, and then I had to get guests. This was the problem because if you know me, I didn't realize the appetite. I knew a lot of people, but I stayed to myself a lot. So my whole thing about it was, I was like, who in the hell am I gonna have on this damn show? I was like, I don't know. And so at the time, I started being cool with this guy named Marion. And so he played football, and we were doing like our rivalry week at school at the particular time. So I was like, okay, if I have, a football player and a cheerleader, then that'll kind of, get the thing going, get the ground rolling. At first, I was gonna have two and two, but then I felt like if I was gonna have four guests, that was gonna be too much, too many personalities, too many questions being repeated, too many same similar responses. And on top of that, I ain't fool with too many football boys like that. Like I was like, I'm cool with him. I
Mm-hmm.
got him. He has. That boy has been in probably almost all the videos I did for that school. And I got Brooklyn. Brooklyn, I had been cool since my freshman year. I love Brooklyn. Brooklyn's actually going to Southern University. Go Jaguars. And she's gonna be on cheer
I want to
there.
be a Jaguars
So
fan.
we so I ended up getting my guests. They had no idea what they were doing. They told me that when they came the day of filming, they were like, I didn't know what you were saying because you were talking really, really fast. Which when I get excited about doing something, I have a habit of doing. So
And that's okay.
yeah. And so I remember that weekend, me and Bryson had discussed what we wanted. So I remember I literally went that weekend just before Bed Bath to Beyond got closed. I went to Bed Bath to Beyond. I went to Home Goods and all that other stuff. Went to Bed Bath to Beyond. I got me and Bryson Yeti type cups. They were white. And then I ended up going to Party City and getting our guest cups. They were clear. And I ended up getting my signature colors, my gold and white paper straws for them because my whole thing about it was this is a project I'm probably going to be doing for the rest of the year. So in the back of my brain, I was like, okay, I need to have stuff that I can use over and over and over again. So the cups was like, okay, I can throw this in the trash and then aesthetically pleasing, I can have the same things but have it disposable. And Bryson was all here for it.
Mm-hmm.
You got anything in my head?
Child, you know I'm gonna be here for the extra antics. So anything, look, anything that's gonna be over the top, you know I'm with it. I'm with it all.
So then we came back from break and then we had to schedule our time to film. The day of filming came. Guess who was absent? Bryson. Didn't you get your braces taken off?
Yes. So you
So
know,
Bryson was incognito. And so I never forget, I went into third eye and I literally went to Penny Mart. I was like, oh my God,
I think I
Bryson.
texted you that day. I don't know.
You
Let me go
didn't.
back and
I
look.
didn't know. I didn't know.
Child,
I walked in that classroom. W had walked across and he was like, he's not here today. And I was like, we're scheduled to record today, right? And I remember I was talking, he was like, well, since you have people coming, I think it would be kind of unprofessional for you to cancel on them at the last minute. I think you should go ahead and carry the show by yourself. I was like, by myself. I gotta interview these people by myself. Problem was Bryson helps me. I'm the creative part. Bryson's the actual production part. I was like, I gotta figure out how these freaking lights gonna work. I gotta figure out all these logistics. So we ended up using Lacey as a camera lady.
mm-hmm. Love
And
me some
so
Lacey.
And so basically, while I'm in third, I'm running around like a chicken on head car. I'm like, oh my God, how am I gonna do this? Okay, so we ended up, I basically had my set up, but then W ended up helping me with figuring out, and Maya, shout out to Maya. Maya ended up helping me out with like different lights and stuff. And so she was helping me with all that kind of stuff. Okay. So then filming came around. So Amarion, like he is, always gonna pop up early. Amarion beat me to the room before I don't even know. I don't even think he had ever been to the studio, but he found the studio. He was at the studio waiting on me. Okay. So we sitting there and then Lacey came. So we had everything set up. The only thing we didn't have was the phone. The other cameras, if you notice, were our phones. Yes.
I found the messages from that day whenever you were filming.
What happened?
You said, "Hey, hope you're feeling okay. Just to give you just giving you a heads up. W told me to film." I said, "Hey, I'm feeling all right. I should be back in tomorrow if there's anything else we need to cover."
So that's what
Child.
happened. Cause I ain't want Bryson to feel like I'm stabbing him in the back, like going off and be like, this is my show. I'm finna take over. I'm finna rule the world. Like,
Look, child, I think I might have been sick around that time. I think I was, yeah.
so yeah, cause you ain't come back till Friday or Thursday. We filmed on like a Tuesday. But anyway, so Amarion sitting in the room waiting on me and Lacey came. Child, we sitting around waiting because I was waiting on my lovely late guest, Brooklyn. I'm sitting around, we sitting around waiting 10 minutes. We only got like 35, 40 minutes for lunch. I'm sitting around waiting. I'm like, what in the hell is Brooklyn at? Lacey's close to Brooklyn. So Lacey called her, why this girl went to lunch? I was like, Linda girl, listen here, as much as I would have loved to go get my lunch, aka my 2 bags of chips every day, and go sit and eat in the courtyard to get some sunlight, I gotta work. Y'all, I literally went outside to her table, dragged her by her arm.
And told her, come on
I
in
literally
this
was,
room and get the filming.
huh?
Look, and you told her, come on in this room and get the filming.
I literally drug her by her arm. She was like, okay, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. Brooke was so cool about it. So we ended up getting to sit down and whatnot. So we ended up getting ready. I had been premeditating ish. what I was gonna do and what I was gonna say beforehand. So we ended up getting down. Matter of fact, I had on this shirt. I had on my little doobie baby booty shorts. I had on my Steve Madden shoes.
Them behind the scenes footage from the camera angles with the shorts.
Yeah, I had got it from that time.
Them shorts had rolled up. I said,
Them
oh.
things, them things was looking like Daisy. Them things was already tight. Them things was looking like Daisy Dukes coming
Look at that
like
girl with the Dex Duke song.
I never forget both of them had looked at me like I was crazy. But uh, but so we ended up pulling her in there, and then I remember like the first topic. It was like, okay, so I forgot what I said. If you go back to the video, it's what I said.
Rivalry, somebody from Rivalry Week.
And then
Rivalry.
I remember
Do
and then
you
I
think
remember it
there's
like there was like you said what?
I think you would like do you think there's a positive and a negative side to it?
And then I remember they were extra, extra quiet. And I was like, okay, let me pull this one. And that's when I did the whole spiel of insert clip. Competition with my cousin for years.
Competition?
Yes.
With her cousin?
Homegirl get a new house, I gotta get a bigger house. She get a new car,
Yes.
I gotta get a bigger car.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
The problem is your stuff get repoed. So, do you think that could be like, like a negative side to it? And that is the thing that will eventually have landed me in hot fire later, ultimately. And so we ended up doing that. And then if you notice, the clips are technically out of order because we ended up doing that topic. And then I think we did Ice Tea and Coco.
About having that daughter in the sink.
And then we ended up doing another topic because it's not in chronological order. Because I ain't gonna sit around and lie. It was my first show ever and I was prepared, but I didn't know how to handle with guests. Those two were not used to talking on camera. So they did not, when some people get on camera, they just don't click don't act like the camera's here, just act natural. The boy was cursing in my video.
People. Oh, him.
Brooklyn was here for it. Brooklyn was giving me.
Just a cussing and a cussing and a cussing.
Story was trying his best. He was trying to act. Story was acting very light skinned.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Just everything, just give it time and it'll go.
You don't talk much, do you?
No.
Everything does.
Which he does best, which irks my nerves. His story. Which, if you watch the behind the scenes of the movie,
I found a drawn out version of what we wanted the to look like. The logo.
Oh my God, show it.
So
the green screen. Yeah.
Green screen is really terrible, honey. So that was we said the gold, black and white, and then it's got the square and it says Dishin it in the middle. So then
the insert logo.
And then I put it together. Something real cute, real simple. I feel like it was missing something at first, but we still put it together. It was cute. It was fun.
And I remember it was like, oh crap. And then we had did the two topics I had. And then it was like, oh crap. And then we were running out of time for lunch. So then I remember Lacey was like,
I got 3 more minutes. What you thinking?
I don't know, say something, go.
What was popping off in the shade room this week?
Oh, speaking of bathing, Coco. That's when I found the Ice and Coco topic. So then we did that. You remember editing, how did we even get on the topic of the other part? We were talking about August Alsina.
Yes.
Had gotten to that fight. And so we ended up piecing that back together. Y'all,
I think that drew into the rivalry part. It just was like a more celebrity side.
And so we ended up cutting the August Alsina thing out, and then we ended up putting that, and that's why some of the clips don't make sense. So we ended up doing that. We filmed it. I ended up I had the next hour with them. It was like fourth going on 5th hour's lunch. So I ended up having the next class with them. So we ended up doing that. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bow. Bryson and I took about 3 weeks to edit that video.
Baby.
You want to tell them about the editing? You want to tell them about the editing process for that video?
Look, let me sit up. after being absent for 2 days because I was sick. I don't know. Bless my heart.
I had started the editing.
See, it was a lot to figure out. I got back to that school. I said, you know what? Let's get ready. Let's get into motion. Let's get moving. I get to the computer. I get in there. I get ready to do my thing. And I go to match up all the clips together. I make sure they synced up correctly. I have to put them up on a different thing. Make sure I remove the audio so it ain't too much going on. And it's hard because one of the camera angles, I think it was yours. You had your AirPods connected to your phone.
Yes.
So when you connected your AirPods to your phone, it was hard to hear the audio and it was very faint. You could barely hear. I think it was a
I had
Mario
my
talking.
AirPod. He had these little things where you could put pens and pencils in. And I took the AirPod out and put it in there because I couldn't find my AirPod case.
Mm-hmm. So I kind of hard to match it up. So I had to watch his lips move whenever he would talk from the main audio to try and
Granted, he didn't talk a lot.
Right. So there was the look. Was there much to get? No, not really. But we made the
No, not too much. Well, not too much on friend. Hey, friend.
Had to match up his and had to match up Brooklyn's. Brooklyn's kind of went pretty swiftly. So I got that done. Then
Brooklyn was giving us faces and everything else. Brooklyn is an editor's dream.
Amen. Reactions, talking, so I can switch back and forth and do. I had this one part where it was a Marion and it was her talking. They was talking about something. I did a little side by side. It looks seamless. But then if you look at the table, that's the only place you'll notice it. But other than that, it looks really seamless. It looks good. And then
Marion's camera was flipped upside down.
We had to figure that out. When you get into your mode as an editor, you gonna do your thing and you gonna be like, and especially you're gonna notice little tiny things that you wanna. So editing the audio to make sure them clips that was out of order actually seamlessly transitioned. I had to go through and fix the audio and stuff like that, and it was very, very, very like handsy. You had to be on that to me. Yes, you had to be sure that you was like paying attention. And I didn't want to, like, when it's flipping to certain topics, I didn't want to leave too long of a dead space or too short of a dead space, so it would transition perfectly and just be like there was, it was supposed to go that way.
See, Bryson does all the fine. See, this is before I really got into my editing gig. Bryson did fine-tune editing. I was pretty much chopping the crap up. And I was like, okay, this is going to work.
Jerron gonna chop. Okay, let's bring this next clip in. Okay, it's right there. Go back a couple seconds.
Bryson would go everything. Bryson would go back over everything I did with a fine-tooth comb.
I'd be like, okay, that sounds good, but we gonna open up this dead space right here, and then we gonna make sure that transition right. So let's go back a couple seconds. Right.
So we did all this work for it to finally come out, and the video. Go ahead.
It was out for maybe a few days. It did.
And then we went on a break.
We come back from the break. The video was unlisted.
Baby, let me tell you something. The views was great. People actually was contacting me and was like, "Oh my God, I can't wait till you do the next one." Like one girl came up to me who I talked to when years when I went to middle school. And she's like, "Dwayne, you have got to get me on that show. I love that show. You better put me on the next time." I'm like, "Girl, what you gonna have to promote?" So when you come back, I'm in my second hour class, minding my black business. And my second hour teacher, my biology 2 teacher, my honors course, I might add. Anyway, so I'm sitting in my biology class, and she pulls up the YouTube page, and I remember my video was like the first, second, third one you saw, and I'm like, what happened to my video?
Cause it'll be up there in because of course YouTube go by rows and the videos being there by 5s. So our video somewhere in there, it's not there now.
I texted you, didn't I?
Yes, I think you did. I don't know whether I can find it, but you did text me.
I texted Bryson with the Swift. I was like, I gotta talk to W about this. Cause when I tell you I was fuming, I don't think people realize this was like my infant. I actually helped edit this video, unlike the other 2 that we did. Like, Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grade? I guess that theme song. I ain't really edit nothing because I cared about it, but it wasn't like this was the moment I had been waiting for. So I was like, where in the heck is my child at? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So we go in the room, and I'm talking to Maya, and I'm talking to my little clique. I'm talking to Maya, I'm talking to Bryson, I'm talking to Lacey.
And we talking about the fact that the video ain't on the page no more.
and we scrolling through this YouTube page with a fine tooth comb. We looking up, down, back, forth, side, diagonal,
We didn't got that.
cross.
Look, we didn't got down to 2000 something, early 2000s, and it's still.
Yo, where's my video?
And I think we had to build. I don't know whether we had to build up the courage, or we was just like, you know what, forget it. We gonna have to go ahead and ask Big W.
Because what I had did was I had went to my drama teacher's class and she recommended she because I was fuming. She was like, "Oh, I should just go talk to W about it." And she was like, "He'll give you the answers because I don't. That's not something I think that he'll just do." He was supportive of the video, so for it to
Mm-hmm.
be off, I was like,
What it
he
was.
laughed at it. Like he could not quit laughing.
And I think he laughed at the part about the car got repo.
He laughed at 90% of what came out of my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
He even made a joke. If you notice, I'm banging my ring on the table.
Oh,
He was he
he
was irritated, but he laughed.
Mm-hmm. He said we're gonna have to
He
do something about that ring.
he was like, maybe you're just gonna have to sit with your hands crossed. Maybe next time get some moleskin.
Sit on your hands or something. He was suggesting everything.
So we get back to the room, and Justin came into play. Justin was like, "It's them talk to you for a minute, just to put me on the hallway. We're gonna call this person Big Seal." Um, he was like, okay, so basically at the time that was going on at our school, they were trying to get this gender sexual alliance club going on at the time, right? Okay.
And we got it working and
So
moving, honey.
Justin was one of the founding members of it. So Justin got called to the office and they were asking Justin about, about the thing. I don't know how my name got brought up in conversation, but I am a conversational topic, baby, because
The topic of
First of
conversation
all,
is
I didn't. First of all, I kept a low profile at this school. I didn't think anybody would be talking about me. Period. So he was sitting around talking, and then they got on a whole other tangent. He was like, "That Dwayne Boone, the one who's on, GSA, because that was the short version for it. I ain't never
apparently
been.
he ain't never joined the club or nothing.
I went to one meeting because I didn't want to go to rehearsal. What was that?
A seal.
So I ended up going to one meeting. Anyway, he was like, I heard about this video that he's done and he's talking about people and I don't like it. What I really think what happened was he and Big W were having issues. Like lawyers had to get involved to get this club brought. He thought I was in the club. So I pretty much got caught in a crossfire and I'm black. So it was a black production at I'm just gonna say that, a white school.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like,
to know.
so it's like we're just gonna use him as a pawn. I'm upset with him. We're just gonna use him as a pawn, and we're just gonna take his video down. So we ended up going back. I think he overheard us talking. Did you ask him?
He overheard us talking about it, if I'm not mistaken. We got about 8 minutes.
So he came up and so he was like, okay, I need to tell you what happened. He was basically like, he ended up calling me to. First of all, why are you calling him to the office? Called him to the office about the video. One video out of everything that's on that page. He was like, basically, you're talking about people. I know you weren't talking about people. He was like, I didn't feel like dealing with it, so I just don't listen to the video. My heart sank.
Didn't he inbox the link to the video being unlisted on Canvas or something like that? Or did he just tell us that it was unlisted?
He sent us the link. I felt the first time ever like defeated almost. How did you feel? Because I never really asked you how you felt.
I was irritated. After all that time we sat there and worked on it, it was just like, why would you do that? And on top of that, you don't know we are not talking about no students up there. Why would we talk
about a relative?
What students do you know that have a house? I mean, students up here have a car, but who do you know who grown family member finna sit up here and compete with them?
I remember going to lunch and I had lunch with Lacey at the time. I literally walked from the pavilion to the practice field 3 times. And I remember everybody who knew me at the pavilion was looking at me. Oh my God, he's upset about something. When I tell you I was fuming, I remember I went into fifth hour. I was fuming and raging. Amarion and them asking me and Haley, what's wrong with you? Beth was asking me. I was upset. And that's how Dishin ended up here. And well, that's the story time of how Dishin got dished after me teasing that story time.
Where, baby? Hold on, we can't really see it, but I got the that's showing his name and stuff. But I got the link to the video. But let me click it.
But
Click the link.
yeah, it's up on that page. You just can't see it unless
It's
you have the link.
unlisted. It's loading.
But anyway,
We
but
got
y'all,
119 views on that video too.
before you even
Highest
took it
view.
down,
Look, highest view.
highest view of that week.
But that's neither here nor there.
Anyway, that's all the time that we have this week, y'all. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you go check out Bryce's channel. It's Bryce IRL. Follow him on Instagram. All his stuff will be down below. And thanks for tuning in. I'll see y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye.